Away we go in Friday night footy in the nation's capital. And the Raiders will start with the footy in their hands. Papali'i closing in on 300 games in the NRL. That's scheduled for a fortnight's time. So the Raiders, last time they came off a bye, went on a 4-game losing streak. So they are due for victory. Lost their past 4 at home, lost their past 3 against the Warriors. And they get it done here tonight. Tarpany, how often does he stand in a tackle? The Kiwi. There's Elliot Whitehead, who'll be playing for Catalan in the Super League next season. Tarpany puts his hand up for a second hit up, and there's 10 or 15 metres available on that play. Barnett has to roll away to avoid the set restart, and Fogarty's first kick back. His kicking game is elite, and there's pressure here on Tuapiki.
I'm not sure what Tarpany was doing at the play of the ball. He took about 5 seconds to play the ball. Put as much pressure as he possibly could on his halfback.
So Wateni Zalesniak and Tuivasa-Sheck on the wings for the Warriors. Wade Egan is the dummy half. Tower and Adam Pompey in the centres. Egan with some metres available here. And Canberra clocking off in the middle already on their opening set defensively. Young slows it down over the top as the third man in. Kick comes from Chanel Harris-Tavita. And Weeks able to stay grounded.
Well, that wasn't a great sign in the first set of 6. The dummy half taken off and splitting the middle of your defence open. Well, they rolled up the ground quite easy, the Warriors.
Already met once this year. That was round 3. The Warriors won in Christchurch, 18 points to 10. Tohu Harris with the 6 Dally M votes in that game. Of course, he's out for the season now, unfortunately, with a wrist injury. So Ricky Stewart looking for his first win, head-to-head with Andrew Webster, who's 3-0 against Ricky. Starling finds Fogarty, who looks to drive this one deeper. Gives it plenty of hang time. And Tuapiki has done a great job every time he's been called upon in that fullback role. 5th appearance of the year, first since that round 11 shock win over the Panthers in Magic Round. First time we've seen Leia Tower since then as well for Webster's side. And they shift it inside their own 20 to Niokore.
Both these teams had a big win up at Magic Round. The Canberra Raiders beat Canterbury at the death in front of that wonderful 1994 team. The Raiders, the premiership winning team.
That big run then from Murata, Niokore. Ethan Strange went low. He's slow to get back in the defensive line. I think we all know how tough Ethan is. He doesn't lay down, so the young 5'8" may have been stung by that one.
It's amazing the 19-year-old has played every game this year in the 6. Ideally, a coach would love to give him a rest, I'd imagine.
Oh, he's as tough as they come. He just competes. Here it is, bottom of screen. He gets his head probably in the wrong position.
Well, Lily only had the luxury of the halfback, Fogarty. And he was just steering the team around. They were completing at 90% there for the first month. And he was just complimenting whatever the halfback come up with. He had a great start to his career behind a halfback who was doing an incredible job.
Rapida paid the price for running in around Mitch Barnett and Niokore with that big hit over the top a couple of plays ago. Then they work it to Fogarty's side on the last. And Tuapiki with protection coughs it up, and Canberra get great field position here as we check in with Sonny Bill sideline.
Hey brothers, as you can imagine, it is nice and cold down here. Real arm wrestle to start this game. Weather conditions 32 k's an hour, favouring the Warriors. It says 6 degrees, but down the sidelines, me and Danica think it's more like -1.
Only going to get colder too.
If you're my brother, you got all the height. Where's my height? In my small hands.
So great opportunity here for the home team. 5 minutes in. Morgan Smithies, the Englishman, he won't mind these conditions. What a season he's had down under and ever present in the 13. Papali'i They don't get it out to Fogarty, who'd swept across to the left-hand side to combine with Strange potentially. Here they go again, and the halves do combine for Chris to put the footwork on. And an important tackle made there by Tamari Martin. There's space here for Hudson Young. Such a good try scorer, and Canberra capitalise.
He's a try scorer, Hudson. Anywhere close to the line, you got to watch him. He's one of those threats that close to the line, he very rarely runs decoys. And you can see how powerful he is. Bit of late footwork. Harvey Norman replay. He looks up, sees the space, gets the ball, then skips to the outside. Dylan Walker, and then too strong. And he's a try scorer.
Well, the field position come on the back of a couple of beautiful kicks from Fogarty. The last one getting an error out of the Warriors fullback, Tuapiki. There's a run from Smithers there. Smitty, sorry. And it just showed when all these players are back.
The Simpsons players.
Smithers.
Where's Homer?
And it shows you how much more dangerous this team is. There's a Huey fan cam for the ones who are braving the weather. Just how everyone becomes a bit more dangerous when there's threats across the park. They look much more organised even in the first 6 minutes of the game. Rabiner gets out of dummy half, beats the tackle of Dylan Walker. Beautiful footwork. First try of the game.
Saw on that replay that Hudson Young was in the end goal before the play the ball was about to happen, and the Warriors left a big hole there that Hudson Young had his eyes lighting up. Scores his 41st career try, 8 so far this season for the back rower. And now you get Jamal Fogarty back on goal kicking duty, going at 75% so far this year. Welcome back, Jamal. So Hudson Young, who played for New South Wales in game 1, of course that game changed with the send-off, and he was dropped afterwards. Lost his spot to Ola Kawatu and then Mitch Barnett effectively. But he's the first try scorer tonight. And again, it's Papali'i with some tough meters. Nia Kore finishing off the tackle, and the referee okay with that. Todd Smith, the man in the middle. Getting help from Liam Kennedy back in the bunker. Tarpany. Down low was Wade Egan, chopping the legs out from underneath him, and now the dummy half from the Raiders. Starling has support, went forward, I thought. And tidied up by the Warriors. Some justice there as Strange stays down again here.
And Tuapiki, he's down too, the young fullback. He's hobbled away. He looks in all sorts. Tuivasa Sheck could be forced to go back into the fullback role if Tuapiki can't go on. Playing on the left wing tonight, Roger. Won the comp with the Roosters as a winger back in 2013. On the right wing back then. We were told at the start of the year that Roger would be playing centre all year. He's played in some other positions since then. As Fanua Blake takes 4 to take him down.
Who was it? Independent doctors asked us to stop the game. Who, mate?
Tuapiki.
Okay, Tane. HO, mate. Independent doctor. You got to go off, mate. Tackle 4, Adam.
Todd Smith, he's a really improved referee. He refereed a couple of weeks ago. I think what game it was.
Player on. You send him on.
He really refereed the game really well.
Coming on. Yep. So when he's off.
Might have been the Raiders v
4,
West
boys.
Tigers game out at Campbelltown.
I'll tell you when.
So Jackson Ford, utility value, comes on and the reshuffle will occur. Roger has gone to fullback in the 5 jumping, you can see there. So Barnett, one of the Blues heroes on Wednesday night, sets them up in front of the uprights. Tamari Martin, cut out ball. Running out of room here. Oh, flick back to Harris Tavita, who left it behind. He may have scored if he'd held on after the work from Pompey.
Cameraman too in the corner there. He got wiped out. Yeah, so I wanted to run the ball in the last. A lot of teams are doing this now. A few reasons, because of the short dropout. It's a 50-50 whether you get it back, but also teams put their winger back a little bit from their centre so you can really get some room on the outside. Good footwork there from Pompey. Unfortunately,
I do like how he attacked the ball. Watch Harris Tavita here. There's people everywhere, just attack. Didn't quite hit the money with the pass. There's a good sign from the Warriors. That's their first attempt down in the Raiders' 20 metres, and they get a relieving penalty.
Sonny?
Boys, when Chance was ruled out during the week, I was quite surprised to see young Tuapiki. No disrespect to the young fella. He's a great young man and a great player with a big future, but not to see Roger back there. So he's back there now, and I'm telling you, boys, I just have a feeling Roger's going to set the world on fire tonight.
Sonny, where would you be playing Roger? Even when Chance is playing?
I would put, my honest opinion, boys, I would have Roger at the back and Chance either in centre or play him in the halves. But for me, Roger needs the ball in space and he needs to be at the back. That's how I see it.
I totally agree.
The Raiders rolling here off the back of the piggyback penalty, and then the 6 again. Chance to add to their early lead. Young back on an angle. Starling has been busy. As for Tarpany here, at his front row partner right alongside. Didn't go to Big Papa. Now they can go either way. It is Papali'i, ball playing this time. Fogarty, oh, Hudson Young has a double. And welcome back, Jamal Fogarty. That was dazzling.
Well, this was set up by Josh Papali'i. Just have a look at the way he digs into the line and what it does to the defenders on the outside of the decoy runner. When Papali'i gets the ball, watch Harvey Norman replay, watch the defenders who are coming in on Smithies. Watch how he digs into the line, and it's Dylan Walker. No, it's Nia Corey. What he does to that defender. That is all Papali'i. The way he digs into the line, and with the decoy, this will show it. Watch 11. He has to come in, creates room, and then the next gap over from it, Hudson goes through. Great pass.
That looks short. I think they'll be looking at that. The other thing that works well, look at the speed in which Fogarty hits the ball. The moment he gets the ball, accelerates at the space, and then Hudson Young ends up, is that confirmed yet?
Yeah, it was right on the line.
Yeah, confirmed. It rolled back afterwards to create that optical illusion on that one replay, I think, there, Freddie.
I haven't seen Papali'i ball play like that much. Usually he just digs in.
Well, you can see the difference, just the organisation of the team and how much more dangerous they are. Watching that play, everyone in motion. It had the Warriors just sitting on their heels. Walker makes a bad decision. And the speed of Fogarty and Hudson Young.
Make it 12 zip. So Hudson Young now the leading try scorer for Canberra this season. How often is a back rower this deep into a season a leading try scorer with 9 now? And an early double here. Canberra with their tails up. Some key inclusions tonight. We haven't even seen one out there yet. Zach Hosking is back, but Fogarty makes them such a more impressive team. Do they challenge here? No, Papali'i says, my fault. Danica Mason, some breaking news.
Yeah, it looks like we'll get to see Roger Tuivasa-Sheck at fullback for the remainder of the game because the Warriors, they have just been dealt an early blow. Tuapiki has been ruled out for the remainder of the match, showing Category 1 symptoms. That was the ruling by the independent doctor in the bunker. So, yeah, certainly an early blow for the Warriors there.
Ethan Strange. He got cracked then. There's 2 knocks he's copped. He's a tough young fella.
Opportunity here for the visitors to Avasa Sheck with the right foot step, and Strange cut him down. Early set restart. Walker for Barnett's. Flat pass. Walker playing in that Tohu Harris role. And uses the decoy here. Near Corey. Solid defence. Body on the line stuff in front of his own uprights from Tarpany down low. Egan for Walker. Space on the left. Catewell playing that centre role after the reshuffle. Just a little fumble might have cost him. Fired back to Harris Tavita. Now Walker ball playing. Hudson Young shut him down. Still 2 more plays. Egan will go back to the left. Out in front of Martin. He went to Ford. It may have been tough to stop him. Harris Tavita to go crossfield. For Wateni Zalesniak, tapping it back, and great hands for the front rower. Oh, Tarpany! Almost outside the 20, but Roger got to him.
Yeah, great defence from the Raiders. The Warriors had a couple of shots at them, specifically that left-hand side. I think it was the support from the inside, very committed at the moment, the Raiders' defence.
Tap back came from Wateni Zalesniak, and great reflexes from his international teammate. There's Matt Timmercourt. Played every minute this season at right centre. Fogarty goes high. And just held on, did Pompey, playing on the left wing now. Down by 12 and forced into that early reshuffle with the fullback ruled out of the game. Tane Tuapiki. How did the Warriors respond here? It wasn't that long ago that they gave up 60 plus on the Gold Coast. 66-6, clickety-click it was on that night. Or afternoon. Barnett. Starling. Textbook around the ankles that time. Harris Tavita chases, timing their run here. And Xavier Savage able to take it and just hold on to the footy there. Is it worth a crack to try and reef it away? Both teams looking for their 8th win of the season. Stay in touch with the top 8. Young going crossfield, not gaining any metres that time, but he's scored a couple of tries already.
You saw Hudson Young then, when he's on the right-hand side of the ruck, he can only run with the ball in his left hand. He's got no fend. Predominantly plays on the left side. If he's going to get on the other side, he's got to learn to play with the ball in his right hand. Oh, hits him on the backside.
I believe he did well not to touch that one and create a knock on. Kept his hands out of it as Fogarty kicks from right around that 40-metre line. Oh, Wateni Zalesniak. That was a nightmare the way the ball was wobbling.
You could hear the crowd. They were giggling. They knew it was going to happen.
10 in or 20?
Oh, poor
10.
old Dallin.
Okay, shot clock on.
He planted the feet were planted, the hands got hard, wrists of stone. He was thousands of catching that.
Look at the hair's blowing.
Soul
the
glow.
awful conditions up there.
The soul glow coming out of that hair, look at it. Just watch here, he plants his feet. With these torpedoes, you got to keep moving your feet. Doom. You're going to be very careful here, the Warriors.
Well, that's the second kick now. They've made an error from. They scored a try off the first one, then a try off the penalty.
Strange. They sweep it from one side to the other and test out that reshuffled left side defence for the Warriors, who did well to slide that time. Harris Tavita gives up the set restart for the flop. Smithies again with a set-up run. Ball was reefed out, I think, by the third man.
Well, Wade Egan just pulls the ball out. This is a cheap option. I think they'd go for a kick, take him outside 2 converted tries.
Hey, captain's challenge from the Warriors, mate.
Mate, it's a penalty. I
On-field
saw it
rulings
from
to
here.
strip.
Yeah.
Warriors challenging.
Well, one of them didn't strip it, but there were 2 others who had the chance to. And I'm sure one of them did. Yeah, I thought it was Dylan Walker or Egan. Oh, take your pick.
Looking at the actions of both Warriors players,
They're both pulling at the ball.
Wade Egan strips the ball with more than 1 in the tackle. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I saw it from here, Wade. Are you kidding?
I reckon Dylan Walker's the main offender there, to be honest. But one of the Warriors definitely did so as we take a break as they line up the shot.
Let's go, Jamal. I got no idea, mate. Yeah. No, they don't. No. Just whether he comes back on or not, huh?
So Fogarty looking to blow this margin out beyond 2 converted tries already. Adds the 2 after the poor discipline from the Warriors.
Well, it's the Warriors of old, isn't it? Errors and then poor discipline. We haven't seen this for a couple of years, but something's happened this year. Their discipline's been poor, the Warriors. A lot of people were tipping the Warriors top 4 this year.
The old hometown syndrome.
The pats on the back,
Yeah.
up the wires.
Some thought they were certainties to win the minor premiership, let alone top 4.
Well, 2 teams I thought were going to be right up there this year. One was the Warriors, the other one was the Broncos. I had the Broncos winning all year.
Wade.
I got
Stay
my
inside,
Knights tomorrow afternoon. It's a big game for both clubs. Bruce Walsh is backing up, I think. Need to dig in here, the Warriors.
How much of a different team are these Canberra Raiders with Jamal Fogarty? This on the live ladder takes them up alongside the Cowboys on 22 points, and the for and against is getting a bit of a boost so far.
Well, with Jamal there, every other player just has to worry about their job. When he was out, there was other players worrying about ball playing. There was the 5'8s trying to be halfbacks, worrying about their kicking game. You had front rowers wanting to pass with first receivers. Now with Jamal there and a strong voice, the other players can just rely on their own job. He's just driving it. Finishing off the sets, really good kick. It's a really good game managing halfback.
Since he came from the Titans, their record is 27-19 when he's in the lineup.
Well, here's why. He finishes off the sets. Big part when you get in these arm wrestles where you give the ball back to the opposition. And look at that. You watch how many times Jamal Fogarty gives it back around their own 10-metre mark.
So midway through the first half, Warriors playing catch-up here. We've got a couple of home games coming up against the Tigers and then the Eels, so could take real momentum into that home stand if they can come back and get the victory here, where they won last year against the Raiders. Fanua Blank, his best run so far. He'll be a Shark next season. Aris Tavita trying to pin the Raiders in that corner. Kaya Weeks, an elusive ball runner, former Manly player, offers that great utility value. Yeah, that was Fogarty's observation as well, that they weren't finishing off their sets in his absence. Certainly are tonight. Rapina. This one-on-one tackle made by Leotawa. Takes 3 to stop Chris. Out in front of Fogarty. Turn Papali'i underneath.
Look at that beautiful football.
Look at that domination. Twice as many sets so far for the home team. Up goes Pompey.
That's the other part about it. Like the tactics, obviously, the kick to the right-hand side. Just hasn't missed. Hasn't strayed. The only time he strayed was when
Coming forward as
there was
well.
that pressure on him. It was on the other side of the field. He put up the spiral and got the error. But everyone knows where their defensive set's going to start. Everyone knows their job the first couple of tackles. And if they do that right, they only have to defend two shots. The game looks a lot easier.
And tactic started as kicking to Roger out there on that left wing for the Warriors. He's back in the fullback role if you've joined us late after an injury or a head knock to Tane Tuapiki. Pompey now playing left wing, and Kurt Capewell, after 70-odd minutes for the Maroons on Wednesday night, playing at left centre.
There's a miss kick. Got a good result, and a good result for his forwards. Been under the pump, the Warriors forwards. 61% of possession, the Raiders.
Front foot on the 20.
Only got 25 more tackles. Warriors.
Fresh onto the ground and getting involved, Trey Mooney.
He's a really good player, this young fella. Every time I see him, it gets better and better.
Tonight's game is part of the NRL Footy Country Series. This is Canberra. This is Footy Country. Egan might have got away with a flop there. And slows down the play of the ball again over the top. They go short side. For Whitehead to come back on an angle. Quick play the ball. Egan really walking a tightrope in that set. Look at the hang time here. Tuivasa-Sheck sticks it. Very important take for his team.
You talk about footy country, the Canberra Raiders, they stretch all the way down to Wagga. That's Group 9, where Steve Mortimer comes from. That was part of the New South Wales motivation.
Got high contact from top
The
star.
1985 State of Origin team. Geez, a lot of our good players have come from the New South Wales country. All the Mortimer boys all come through there.
So the high tackle on Wateni Zalesniak leads to the piggyback for the Warriors, and they needed it.
Wait for the tap, boys.
Their last game was that 13-12 defeat for the Bulldogs when Matt Burton was the hero again with the field goal, and Tamari Martin was hit late in that game, and the NRL apologised on the Monday. Should have been a penalty to the Warriors. Maybe they win that game. Egan.
It doesn't help. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in back play, getting an ankle strapped. He's the one who hurt. He's okay.
There's Ford, who's come on to play left edge back rower. Attacking with 12 here. And in front of Leia Tower. Nice footwork to get around one.
Nice balance.
Tarpany had an important one-on-one tackle. Walker, Harris Tavita putting the step on, and Fogarty. That's a confidence booster for him defensively off a bicep injury. Crossfield from Martin. Too deep, too easy for Rapinen.
In the middle.
You can't get those
Middle,
wrong.
Jordan.
You watch this, the end of this set. The 7-tackle restart. Now they lose the first tackle.
Oh, he was nearly away too, and you won't catch this guy if he gets open past you.
Yeah, just from that poor end of set. It just turns all the momentum.
They never looked in control, did they, that whole set? The Canberra Raiders defence just discouraged them from spreading the ball. A lot of trust in their defence at the moment online.
And the Warriors felt they were clunky in that loss to the Bulldogs and really worked on their attack, trying to improve that during the bye week. But haven't seen it yet. Oh,
Great
terrific tackle. Barnett
Just took his shins out.
made his fair share the other night, didn't miss any either. Timokol, speculative pass, hoping he might find Savage with the no-looker, but Pompey stuck to his task. Tuivasa-Sheck moving okay after that ankle was strapped up. Second effort by Pompey here. Missed the initial tackle and then made an important intercept. Otherwise, Savage was over.
Geez, they needed
Trey
that, the
Mooney,
Warriors.
10 metres.
Look how compressed they were.
He pulled out of the tackle as well.
Well, they get a set start here. Let's see if they can get their plays on. These young halves have played much with Roger this year at fullback, so all new voice.
Trying to fix it on the run. Back
Here's
in.
Roger. He twisted that ankle. Watch the ankle. Oh, you see it twist there.
6 again, 10 metres, you're offside. Get up!
That's the job of the halves. How they get the ball to Roger in space. Especially on this right side. And you got Murata Niokore, one of the great line runners.
Trey,
They can get Roger in and around him on that right side.
Have to make the most of this. The penalty followed by the set restart, and they're inside the red zone early in the count. Tamari Martin, Niokore. Tuivasa Sheck trying to organise his men on the right, but they'll go back to the left. For Walker. Flat ball again for Barnett. We've seen these plays a couple of times now, and Canberra are ready and waiting for them. Space for Martin. Catch and pass. Poppy for the corner. And great scramble. Timoko held onto a leg desperately. Now Walker tries a crossfield kick. And nice interference run by Chris there, allowing for an easy take for Rapina once more.
Well, Dallin, he was in field. He helped the paint. He had a big chance of getting that ball. It was a nice kick from Dylan Walker. For the whole set, and with the whole set, attacking set, Roger Tuivasa Sheck was nowhere near the ball. He'll try to bring that strike player into play.
Zach Hosking back on, and he was a standout, labelled the buy of the season in the opening rounds when he scored a try in those first 2 weeks in victories.
I was down at their new training complex a couple of weeks ago and speaking to Zach Hoskins. Yeah, he was brilliant, coming off that season at Penrith last year. He was one of the best players in the competition at the start of the season.
It's his first appearance since round 6. They have a shoulder issue. Fogarty back from the bicep. Hudson Young missed the game as well. And that's outside, out on the full. They had to think about it. Belinda Sharp running that sideline eventually says yes, out on the full. So the Warriors get great field position again.
Well, once again, let's see if they can get Roger into play. Oh, yeah. Now it's just on the line. Here we go.
You got early, Joey.
You've been eating your carrots.
Oh, of course. In the oven.
So the first touch of grass there is not inside the line.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, here we go.
Canberra fans certainly not happy with the call. The Warriors delighted. Oh, Jackson Ford cannot hold on.
They keep going to that front runner, but they don't give the front runner any support.
It's premeditated here, Freddie. Like if he just double pumps and squares up, you got Roger Tuivasa Sheck coming. Watch Roger at the back. Watch jersey 5. Digs into the line. If he just looks to play, he's going to play out the back. You've got to be watching the defence. The centre there made his decision. Timoko came flying in on forward. You cannot premeditate. You've got to pass. You've got to react to the defence. Sonny?
Premeditation, don't we hate that word, boys? Hudson Young, I think he scored a try earlier. He was just playing eyes up footy, and I think, look, from the sideline, I'm getting frustrated watching, boys, them just hitting that front runner. So obviously it's a plan coming in here, but the space is out back with Roger. So I'm with you, boys.
Young terrific early on. Yes, Mariota always plays his role off the bench for the Raiders. Game number 33 for him. Earns the set restart. Mooney came from a long way back. Slow play the ball. Hosking running it with purpose. Mooney moves it on to Fogarty, popping up on both sides. Lovely delay in the pass. Strange. Happy to cop some more treatment there. Rapiner from dummy half sets them up in front of the uprights. 2 more plays left for Starling to go to Smithies, the Englishman. Keeps the legs driving as well, does Morgan. Still hasn't scored a try yet down under. That's played at, needs to be tidied up and must have been borderline offside, but it's alive for Capewell.
It's a really difficult kick to get through from dummy half. The defenders are really tight around the ruck. If the dummy half can find that space, it's impossible to stop.
Strange helps make another tackle there. Made 7 of them so far. Jazz Tavanga with fresh legs.
He offers something off the bench. Jazz will get some speed around the ruck.
Sums up the Warriors. Fanua Blake had to take evasive action. Didn't realise it was the last until the kicker called him out. Nearly copped an embarrassing falcon. Weeks. He's got that ability to split a defence with that kind of run.
He squeezes in between defenders.
All speed. All squirt of speed.
Some of that style.
Hosking. Late offload for Fogarty. Looks for a speed man and finds Savage on the outside. Look at him go. And he gets rid of Tavanga and eventually able to play it. Fogarty set up here for Weeks. Roger, oh, how good a take is that? Smothered it on the half volley, if you don't mind.
Oh, how good was that? It was in the defensive line. It was great play, great vision there from the halfback. Fogarty. And then Roger hustled back. No idea how he got that ball.
And to not knock it on.
Well, might have done it. All happened so fast. This guy really caught the eye last week on debut against the Bulldogs. 18 years of age. Leka Halasima, big future.
Your first time you see somebody with the ball. I can remember the first time I seen someone who's down there at the moment on the bench, Sonny Bill Williams play. You went, oh, wow, this bloke's going to be a star. Very similar to Halasima. Made a break out wide for how big he is and powerful, and his footwork was incredible. Keep an eye on him, Warriors fans. He looks like he's going to be a beauty.
He's a back rower by trade, played in the centres last week and nearly scored a try that would have been the match winner against the Dogs at Accor Stadium. He was their SG Ball Player of the Year last year. Here he is involved in the tackle.
Say he's 18.
18, you're kidding? Look at that
size.
Young. Oh, what about the flick pass as he's being tackled for Strange, and Tavanga just crept up on Starling and helped create the error.
Well, they're giving the Warriors every chance, the Raiders, the last 10 minutes. It's been poor discipline, errors coming out of trouble.
Shot clock on.
They can jag one here, the Warriors, before half time.
Once again, the footwork from Hudson Young. They tested young Halasima with his detail around the ruck. They got through a few tight spaces. Hudson Young with a beautiful flick pass, and Starling just couldn't help himself.
Four minutes before half-time. Can the Warriors make it count this time? Tavanga, who helped make that error. Chasing down Tom Starling. We enter the Westpac red zone.
Look at the Westpac red zone. Warriors 14 play the balls compared to the Raiders 8. And the attack.
Tamari Martin for Roger. And Leia Tower cut down by 2 Raiders. Sensational tackle. It remains the last here. Martin's kick. Oh, Tavanga, he's made it work again. There was a touch from Fogarty. So Tavunga, junkyard dog mentality, making things happen here. They go early left. Oh, Pompey, brilliant step. And now Harris Tavita proving evasive as well. Canberra will do well to hold on here.
If they come right, they got him. They got him.
They're headed that way via Martin. Roger with depth to Avasa-Sheck. And the Warriors have points before the break in Canberra, they hope.
Well, the defence was so tight. Their first instinct for the Raiders was to slide. They wanted to cover the wingers, and they forgot about Roger, the man with the ball. Just watch Ethan Strange. Watch him just double defence. He wants to get out wide. He wants to get wide. Beautiful footwork from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the Harvey Norman replay. They were too tight, didn't give himself enough room. And that was one of the first times I've seen them panic.
It's the name of the game. Getting good field position, give you the best players the ball. Dylan Walker, creative player. Mario Martin, creative player. Finds a strike player. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, good night. Footwork, balance, fend. You've got to use him more. Sonny.
Can I just say thank you? Thank you very much for going to Roger. Finally. Look, he's been there or thereabouts for the last few phases or last few plays. The space has been there. Finally get him the ball and we come up with try time.
So Pompey trying to add the extras and make it an 8-point game, and he does. So Tuivasa-Sheck, who started on the left wing, quickly moved to fullback and attacking on that right-hand side, looking very dangerous for the Warriors, who are back in the ball game. And Fanua Blake off the back fence just says to Hudson Young, get out of here. Bumped him off. How expansive do they get off the back of points here with a minute to go? Capewell played it nicely for Pompey, but Hosking and Fogarty able to stop him quickly, and there's concern from Fogarty for his opponent there. Don't need to lose another outside back, the Warriors. Half-time just around the corner, they'll be assessing Adam Pompey. So just time to complete this set for the Warriors. What can they cook up? Tuivasa-Sheck was met by Hudson Young. So there was no chance for the offload. Both coaches watching the latter stages. Charge down to prevent the 2-point field goal attempts. And nice desperation from the Raiders, who finish the first half with an 8-point lead. It's the Raiders 14, the Warriors 6.
This was the hardest part of playing in Canberra, this next 30 seconds, the start of the second half.
Leotawa, who started at right centre, is now across on the left-hand side. Looks like Halasima now playing in the centres. So no Adam Pompey to start this second half. Oh, big space opens up for Walker. Where's the support? Eventually finds Egan, but Canberra hunts him down, and there's Hosking.
Big effort getting there from dummy half. It was a great pass.
And now Roger off the back of it. They were ready to go out of the sheds and get this second half underway, and it's showing here on their opening set. Fanua Blake could afford to burn one here. Sets them up in front of the uprights to go right or left. Real depth on the right. They'll go left, though, for Harris Tavita. And coughed up by Fogarty. No hands in it, though. All legs and play on.
Well, I don't know how he got his hands out of the road, but that was a miracle that he did. We're only a minute in the Canberra Raiders, their defence looked shot. What a beautiful pass by Wade Egan to find Dylan Walker on an edge. I'm not sure what the defence was thinking. What a great start to the second half.
Those long passes coming out of trouble. If you can get across the face of a couple of forwards with this pass, just gets them into space. Here it is here, the grubber kick. You can't really see it.
Bullet dodged behind the Raiders in the opening minute of the second half. Still got that 8-point lead. Hanging up in the breeze. Had to get on his bike there, did Leia-Tower. Danica Mason, down to you.
Yeah, just an update from the end of the first half. We saw Adam Pompey carried from the field at the break, and unfortunately his night is now over. He's been ruled out with a knee injury, and it looked to be pretty serious as well. So hopefully it is not too bad, but not looking great at this stage.
Really awkward the way that Fogarty's body weight wound up on the lower leg there of Pompey.
Didn't look good at all. That'll bring Halasima into the centres. That's where he played in the last game due to injury as well. Come to everyone's attention.
How often have the Raiders been able to stay grounded to collect these kicks from the Warriors?
You've got to get down there and compete. Get it higher. That was just a little chip then.
So much more hang time in the Fogarty kicks. Fanua Blake did well to be square at marker and hunt down Savage. Mariota, Fanua Blake involved in 3 tackles in a row. There's the work rate that Warriors fans will be pleased about. Strange trying to get on the outside. He got rid of Halasima. And Ethan Strange, what a run this is from the teenager. Oh, he eventually lost the footy.
Canberra.
Great effort by Chanel Harris-Tavita to create that error.
There was nothing doing.
Challenge if you like.
He's trying to claim a come off for Warrior.
Well, they got the big back rower, Halasima, defending in the centres. It's good in attack. What happens here? Does he just loses it. Yeah, Halasima in the centres. You can see how explosive he is in attack, but just defensively, the big boys, when they plant their feet, very susceptible to footwork or change of angles. That'll be a test for him.
Little 1%er again from Wade Egan, who knocked that ball out with a loose carry from Strange at the end of that sensational solo run. Tavanga, he's done some nice things since coming on.
Well, this happened to the Warriors against Canterbury. They lost 3 outside backs. They've lost 2 tonight. They held in that game well against Canterbury. Well, they only got beat by the point.
Harris-Tavita late offload, could be handy. Tuivasa Sheck goes to the outside for Ford. Couldn't project it any further on the outside. Tamari Martin. This time the Chasers have a little bit of time, and Fogarty does cough it up this time.
I don't know what Savage was doing there. It was his ball. When that ball goes up, the winger, he's coming forward at the ball. He's got to own it. That's his job. Like he was coming towards the ball. Keep an eye on Xavier Savage. He's coming to, and then he just stops. You've got to own that.
When watching the winger, Savage, I think he's looked a bit uncertain in most of the things he's done tonight. Coming out of trouble. It's hard to know, what he exactly wants to do. Does he want to... The Westpac red zone, Warriors 21, they've had plenty of good ball. See if they can turn this good ball into points.
Watch out for Roger. He waits on the left-hand side. That's where they're headed. And Wade Egan had a go. Need to score a try this season after 6 last year. Walker came to a standstill. Wasn't happy with what was evolving in that play. Happy to burn one. Fanua Blake Such a weapon close to the line. Great try-scoring record for a front rower, but they were ready for him. Egan finds Tamari Martin, and they look a little clunky out on that side. Understandably so, with all of the changes. Out in front of Tavunga, and Chanel Harris-Tavita was there for an offload. Hosking helped prevent that. Tamari Martin out the back, the halves combined. Capewell backing up after Origin disappointment with Queensland has the Warriors right back in the ball game.
Well, the confidence and trust that the Raiders showed on their on-goal defence in the first half has disappeared. They're second-guessing themselves, they're not working together. Just watch Xavier Savage and Timoko running sideways, completely different directions. Xavier Savage on the Harvey Norman replay just comes up and takes the dummy. And the old-timer, Kurt Capewell. So I was coaching a game, he scored a try, or set up a try, in the centres playing for Queensland. What a versatile player he has been for a long time.
Yeah, just watch the winger, Xavier Savage, how far away he is from his centre. Spoke about it in the first half. Just watch the winger. He does not pushing up with Timoko. He's worried about the kick. He's worried about the kick. And that provides the space where Capewell goes through. On that last play, the winger's always back worrying about the kick. It's why teams are starting to run the ball more on the last play. Always get that space outside the defensive centre. Big kick coming up.
I was saying before, Joey, where he looked uncertain underneath that bomb. He looks uncertain when he's coming out of trouble, what sort of run he wants to do, and he looked uncertain in defence there as well.
He was a left winger for much of the season, switched to the right in recent weeks. Not often a lefty becomes a righty here in Canberra. A tough one here for the left footer. Harris-Tavita, and it showed. That's one of the biggest misses you'll see.
Time off. Yeah.
Just 4 points the difference after that try from Capewell, who's hobbling a little afterwards, hopefully not another injury to force the end of a game for a Warrior.
Chanel just didn't look confident over that ball when he kicked that ball. After he kicked it, I can see why. Mitch Barnett off the back fence.
That attempted conversion from Chanel Harris-Tavita.
Yeah, it was a good.
They are missing some key personnel even before these injuries tonight. No Montoya with a groin, Nicole Cookstar with a calf, Tohu Harris for the season with a wrist, Rocco Berry normally in the centres out with a shoulder, and of course SJ, Sean Johnson, out with an Achilles, maybe back next week. And Metcalf started the year in the 6, of course.
Yeah, they've really missed Metcalf. His speed, that running 5'8", is a really good foil for Sean Johnson. Is he going to play again this year, Metcalf?
Doubtful.
He's a bad run with injuries.
That was a great combination last year.
Oh, wasn't it?
Wade Egan, Johnson, Metcalf. Slick passing and speed.
Danica.
Well, there's plenty of Canberra fans who are braving these pretty cold conditions tonight. We've just been given the official crowd figure, 8,509 in attendance, and they are rugged up to the nines because it is now feeling like it is -1 degree, and the wind has picked up, and it is chilly.
Yeah, you really bossed that halftime show, Danica, I must say.
Yeah.
Loves the rort.
Snip, snip, snip.
I'd just like to remind you who's boss.
Well, just make sure I'm part of that party pack that arrives from them. As Roger, great decision to let that one bounce, although Gus would disagree. He gets a 7-tackle set out of it. Half an hour to go. Game in the balance. And he's impressing with every touch is Halasima.
18? Are you sure? He's been good for Noah Blake. He's been really good.
Harris Tavita. And
Good work.
the gap closed. Made it awkward for Mariota.
Go again.
Walker has been busy in that ball playing lock roll.
If one of the halves runs, the next play, the other half's got to run. Because generally, you split them and get a quick play of the ball.
Walker again, this time for Martin. Kick looks heavy, but the bounce was a beauty, and they get a knock on out of Mitch Barnett. Very lucky the Raiders there.
Oh, poor old Barney. He was on the treadmill. He wanted the legs to go.
This looked really graceful. Oh.
You imagine how sore he is after Wednesday night. And then backing up and playing in the cold. That's a big effort. Look at him, misses him, just competing, just getting down there. The only warrior there. He made 30 or 40 tackles the other night. Just put his body on the line Wednesday night. It was son to do it. He's already made 29 tackles tonight.
He made 30 tackles the other night.
In 45 minutes. I think if I was Ricky Stewart, I'd be getting my 2 starting front rows to warm up. Well, Tarpanay's back on now.
I reckon Barnett would have got that down if he'd gathered it. Would have been a close run thing.
Close, yeah.
Well, Tarpanay's out there. Starling took over as the starting hooker from Levi a few weeks back now. Wateni Zalesniak touched by the Raiders. That won't be a try for Rapana. Clearly knocked on by Canberra. May as well dot the I's by sending it to Liam Kennedy in the bunker.
Try. I have a knock on in the initial contest from Canberra. Just review that, mate.
Up goes Seb Chris. So I think it's his knock on. Oh no, yeah, it is off Chris, forward.
Sebastian knocks the ball on. And then is regathered. Decision made.
So they do that maybe to check where the restart will be via the bunker, and it's just a handover of possession in that corner. In front of those loyal Warriors fans who've got their fair share of signs, including one that says we're trying to turn this place into Cambois for the Wars. The final instalment of Nines Beyond the Dream Olympic documentary series airs Monday night at 8 p.m. Race to Paris goes behind the scenes of the extraordinary journeys of our incredible athletes as they try to make the team to Paris. Race to Paris Monday night at 8 p.m. on 9 and 9 now. And then the Matildas, they kick off our Olympic campaign next Friday morning. Opening ceremony July 26, just around the corner. The Olympics on 9, and the Warriors have extended the olive branch here to the Raiders.
Yeah, poor error coming out of trouble from Mitch Barnett.
Real depth on the right-hand side. And Starling will head that way via Smithies and Fogarty. Depth from Kyo Weeks. Oh, desperate tackle, Harris Tavita. Held onto the one leg for long enough.
Great tackle, Tavanga.
Down low on Smithies. Fogarty out wide. Knocked back and tidied up by Halasima.
On the legs, pulled him back down.
Sonny Bill, down to you.
Yeah, boys, I just down here, it just looks like it's a game, you know, it's a bit of an arm wrestle game, but it looks like it's two teams that are searching for confidence, low on confidence, and I just feel like the team that keeps it simple starts rolling through the middle of the ruck and then playing some eyes-up footy. I think they'll, you know, start to make some dents in the opposition, but at the moment, it just looks a little bit of two teams that are low on confidence, boys.
Yeah, the Warriors have won the last 3 head-to-head. Overall, it's the Raiders 26-25, and they get another big win here as they jolt the ball free of the youngsters' grasp.
What's on he's talking about? You get in a mindset.
He's looking to offload the ball.
I was going to say where you don't want to lose. I'm not sure he was thinking like that. It makes you nervous when you start to think like that. And both teams are in a position where another loss could mean the end of their season. Need to relax.
Oh, Strange. He's looking dangerous with ball in hand. He's lit up the Origin stage at under-19s level in 2023 with a hat-trick for New South Wales.
He got man of the match that night.
Yeah.
He was really impressive. Played in the centres.
Played in the halves all year for Canberra. Off the back of it, big Papa out there. As called for by Freddie Fittler and now Ricky Stewart. Strange early ball for Chris. He burns Halasima on the outside, but there was backup from the Warriors importantly. Looks like a great avenue for the home team out on that left edge. They come back to the right now. Hosking. He'll play it on the last. Fogarty keeps the ball in hand on the last.
There, hand over.
He didn't want to risk the kick going dead. Came down the short side. Normally he'd swing around to the long side and kick across field.
Look at that, 5 Raiders involved in that tackle as they look to pin the Warriors in. Fanua Blake leading the meter eaters tonight. Roger not far behind.
You can see the change of attitude from the Raiders since the front rowers have come back on. It's a completely different mindset. Just want to grind it out, get back in a positive position, get Fogarty's game, kicking game back in, and let the points come from that.
Got another home game next week against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, so the Raiders need to make their move now and capitalise on these back-to-back home games off the bye. But their lead has been trimmed from 14 to 4. Weeks. Oh, the slip might have cost him a big opportunity there.
He's lightning. So quick.
Savage might be the quickest of the lot. Be a fascinating foot race between those two over 100.
10.980 ran Speedy. Ran sub 11 at school.
Who's that?
Weeks. In the record books.
Tolu Kola, another one who broke the 11-second barrier. Saab would be a threat as well. Why don't we have the sprint on grand final day for those not involved?
Any sponsors out there? Want to find out who the fastest man in rugby league is?
Keep those boys training before heading off to Mad Monday.
Hope you do it on Mad Monday.
On the Corso at Manly. Oh, Papa knocks it on.
You never see this from this machine. Just lack of confidence, looking up where he's looking to run. They're not going away, the Warriors. They're hanging in. They can jag. They can jag one. Once again, it's pretty much on Roger. He's the spark. Pompey off. He was a bit of a threat on that left side with a bit of footwork. Maybe on the right side, Halasima, but it's Rogers the one.
We go to Wateni Zalesniak here. The NRL Telstra Premiership Footy Country Series is an exciting new initiative to celebrate and support rugby league communities in regional Australia. This is Footy Country. Find your closest Footy Country Series match at nrl.com/Telstra Series. And now the set restart. How often have we seen it this year? A team leads by double digits and then they get reeled in. Is it a mindset thing? Does the team in front clock off?
Well, the Warriors have been on the other end a few times, but they've jumped to good leads and been run down. No, Cora, got to give your man some time.
From memory, the last meeting between these two, there might have been a significant turnaround as well. Round 3 in Christchurch. Barnett's offload is there for Martin. And unfortunately, Harris Tavita had gone ahead of the play, hoping for an earlier offload, so they missed the trick there. Approaching the Alma. Barnett! Short side! What a dream week it has been for Mitch Barnett, and the Warriors level.
Yeah, well, Tomoko had his hand get caught in the play the ball. He's the right centre for the Raiders. You can see him trying to pull his hand out. He was screaming at the referee after the try. Barnett just reeled around the blind side and just pushed off the back fence. There's Timoko watching, trying to get his arm out. That's the right centre. He doesn't get back to the try line. Barnett runs straight over the top of him on the Harvey Norman replay. He just wanted a little bit more.
Hasn't he changed his game since he's gone to the Warriors? Because always a strike player of the Knights, but his discipline wasn't top notch. Going over there, a bit more responsibility in a younger team. Well, we saw him Wednesday night at State of Origin. It was one of the great debuts. He was sensational Wednesday night.
Well, 45 minutes.
There, he just said, give me the ball.
45 minutes the other night. 45 minutes, 30 tackles, no misses, no errors. Just spots Timoko going back on side, reeling backwards on his heels, and runs through the Tarpanay tackle.
How far outside the left-hand upright?
Just breathe, Chanel, breathe. Just relax, mate.
Oh,
Be
like
the
a
ball.
snooker ball at the moment.
To give his team the lead. Oh, it's going to be waved away.
No goal.
So the two try scorers for the Warriors in this second half comeback are backing up 48 hours after Origin. One was on the losing side, one was a winner, and it's Capewell and Barnett who've scored tries. Is it easier to back up now compared to a Saturday or a Sunday?
Well, Capewell's actually got more experience at it. At the end of the day, you know when you're playing, and you sort of go through the emotion, whatever's necessary. Very experienced player, Kurt Capewell. And Mitch Barnett just looks like he'd rather be playing football than doing anything else in his life, especially at the moment.
Tuivasa-Sheck. He's recovered well after having that ankle strapped up in the first half. Down to Weeks. 14-0. The Raiders led this one. Looked on track for a much-needed win after 4 defeats in a row, but it's game on now with 18 minutes to go.
Look at that possession in the second half. Oh, this is what they cannot do.
On the legs and you flop in.
They're 57% of possession. So Canberra, a lot of their balls coming out of trouble. A fair bit of fatigue, but with that penalty, they'll get a rest, they'll get a set start, and then all the momentum swinging now back towards Canberra.
Warriors involved in that cliffhanger a couple of weeks ago against the Bulldogs that went to Golden Point before Burton broke their hearts.
Well, their attacking plays have been coming to the right for the Raiders. If you think about the first half, they're all going back to Hudson Young where they're having all the luck, and they're going to the left.
Have had their difficulties with Halasima in that unfamiliar role at right centre. But again, they were headed to their right-hand side, the Raiders, but Fogarty was stopped. Centre field, so the halfback out of play. Time for Weeks to take over. And Hosking taking ball and all. We'll play it on the last. Fogarty hung up towards the end goal. Oh, he got there, Rapiner, and he's more than capable. Air Jordan passing in the end goal. Go to Roger, why not? And it comes off for the Warriors.
He had it in his hands.
Did Rapiner knock that on?
Yeah, for sure.
He had it.
Hudson Young. early, mate.
Here's the replay. Rapana. Oh. He needs the sticky stuff. He didn't have the sticky stuff on.
What about that from the 18-year-old to offload in his own in goal to Tuivasa Sheck? They would have got the ball, of course, anyway after the rough and a knock on, but sense of adventure from this kid.
So he was playing against under-17 kids last year. Oh, yes. Imagine turning up and seeing him. I feel a bit sick in the stomach.
Player of the year at that level. SG ball for the Warriors in 2023, and they're headed his way. Oh, trying to put Niokore through a hole. Important tackle made by two smaller men in Strange and Starling. Fanua Blake back on after a quick breather. Plays it on the last. Martin through the hands. Harris to Vida. Cut down by Fogarty.
Yeah, nice play. Give the ball back in the corner. 3 metres out. Compress up now. Hand out some punishment defensively, the Warriors. So they've been strong in the second half, the Warriors. Canberra poor in the second half. Errors, poor discipline. Captain's back on. Elliot Whitehead.
Shifting it to Rapana. He's so freakish, this guy. That he'll be disappointed not to have held on and given his team the lead a moment ago off that beautiful kick from Fogarty. Still might be thinking about it.
What a player. Feels like he's been around forever.
Came into the comp a long time ago, had a little flirtation with the rugby union.
2008 was his first year. The Gold Coast.
Yep.
That is correct.
On the back foot, Fogarty.
Another spiral.
Oh, what's the call? Knock back, says the referee. He had his body facing the right way.
In the first half, he was thousands. He was billions then.
It was lucky he was facing towards his own in goal and his hair was actually in his eye.
Oh, I felt nervous for him. Oh, you could see it. Just the hands were that stiff.
Still possible to knock it on when you're facing that way, but just backwards. Here goes Roger. He knew Whitehead was out of the equation, so tried to milk something.
Pinball.
Flat service for Walker. No look at a Fanua Blake, but Hosking knew where the ball was headed.
Both times they've been dropping, playing that short ball. Chanel Harris-Tavita's punched through that hole every time. What it does to the defence, makes an extra player come up in defence and shortens their defensive line for the next tackle. Little efforts that wear out the other team.
They've played some really close games in recent years. Sean Johnson winning one with a field goal last year, 21 points to 20 against the Raiders. Might come down to a field goal tonight, the way this one is tracking.
I can't believe there's only 12.5 minutes to go.
Low scoring battle in Canberra. The next score so important. Fogarty. Who wants this one? Oh, he did well, Leotower. Pushed out to the wing after starting in the centres and took it on. And he's a little proppy afterwards, feeling a hamstring after that.
Well, this ground's so open, all the wind comes through it. When the ball goes up, it's moving everywhere. It does a good job. Catches it down around his ankles.
Yeah, if you missed Sonny's weather report earlier on, the wind strength was around 30 k's an hour. And we gave you those details at the start of the broadcast. Harris-Tavita for Capewell, one of the try scorers. Pirouettes his way through and was ready for an offload. No, none of his teammates were. Oh, Barnett's! He's doing it all! And the kick finds the chest of Rapana.
Settle down, Barney. Settle down.
Oh,
here we go.
That's a careless high tackle by Niokore.
Oh, that's poor discipline.
And it's cost Barney his kicking licence as well.
That was, yeah, they were going nowhere. the Raiders. The ball had been in play for over 4 minutes. And Mitch Barnett, he thinks he's back at Taree in under sixes.
It's like the reveal. Are you a left foot or a right foot? Okay, you're a lefty.
Yeah, it was a lazy tackle there. Mia Corey.
It's not as though he didn't have a halfback to pass it to. Chanel Harris-Tavita was standing at first receiver.
Thank you.
He's oozing confidence at the moment, Mitch Barnett.
Got an amazing Golden Point history, these two clubs. Been forced into Golden Point 4 times down the years, 2 wins each. Sonny Bill, are we headed for Golden Point, you reckon?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, boys. Last 10 minutes, I love this time of the game when the game's on the line. Who will step up? I really think in this game, boys, it's been so close, I think it's going to come through one of the forwards. Maybe the big Papa Lee or AFB. We'll see.
There's the prediction. Tarpany combining with Whitehead. Head rocks back. Great contact. He's claiming maybe the chin was caught. But does he play the ball or does he wait for a replay in the bunker to get involved? Well, he gets on with things eventually. Front rowers combine. Is it too early to go for one? Some comeback for Jamal Fogarty to be the hero with a field goal. Great kick. Oh! Savage with speed! Gets there in time! And Kyo Weeks, that's an inspired kick.
Well, that's as certain as he's looked all night. And he did a great job, Kyo Weeks, in finding some space in behind the line. There was only 10 or 15 metres to get it over the defensive line and drop it before the end goal. The fullback was back. Kyo Weeks comes down the blind side in the Harvey Norman replay. Look at that pin point. He's just too fast. The next closest was a Raider as well. What an incredible kick.
So Canberra have regained their lead. Joint top try scorers for Canberra now, those two men, Hudson Young and Xavier Savage. Just when we thought the field goal was about to come into play, they get the try.
Well, the try's been confirmed. Shows a lot of confidence from the fullback, Kyo Weeks. Just comes down a blind side. They've been resisting kicking, actually, so they don't force the 7 tackle set, but it's a little bit of space and backed himself.
All that experience deputising for this man as the halfback, helping Kyo Weeks out there, and Fogarty converts the try.
Okay, righto. Hang on a sec. Was that Bell?
Tough night defensively for Xavier Savage, but he makes it count in attack.
Yeah, he scores tries. They go short.
It's a good-looking kick, and Wateni Zelezniak pays it off.
Kick that. Was
Kate will. How's that for skill? Of course, he's done a lot of goal kicking in his time and plenty of kickoffs, and got that one in his locker. So the opportunity to hit straight back with 8 minutes to go. They're inside the red zone. Walker. And Mia Corey. Coming back on the angle. Where can they break this Raiders line? Walker Fanua Blake, he's through. Ball bobbled around, but I think he's done it. And we should be level again here.
Oh, he's a gun. He's one of the best front rowers in the game when he's on, and he's been excellent tonight. Sonny Bill Williams called it. He's the one that could turn it. Here's the short kickoff. Harvey Norman replay. Look at that. Torpedo whizzing through the air, catches above his head, Dallin. And then Dylan Walker, he's been great tonight. Goes to the line, short pass, gets him one-on-one with Starling. With the late footwork, adding Fanua Blake. What a player. Through a lot of work in the second half.
The people in motion out the back had the defence guessing, had no confidence. And when this man's running at you, 115 kilo, beautiful footwork.
He's
Sonny.
so agile.
Well done, Sonny. You predicted this.
Yeah, well, I just think when the teams, you know, when you're not playing your greatest footy, you go to your big men, you go to your big players, and Fanua Blake is certainly one of them. Short passes in front of the line, and a big man like that, look, he gets up, he doesn't even know he scored the try or how he scored it. But he did. Good on you, big man.
Good week for Tony Romo-like predictions. Joey putting it on Mitch Moses the other night, seconds before he scores the game-breaking try, and now Sonny. Oh, he's missed it! And it remains a 2-point lead for the Raiders. Harris Tavita might have the yips.
Well, it's 4 tries to 3. But the goal kicking. Well, in his defence, Chanel Harris Tavita is not the second backup or the third. I think he's about the 4th with the injuries to key players. And he just
Stabbed at it.
Was trying to steer it home,
Just
wasn't he? He was
stabbed
desperate.
at it. You can't watch.
So the Raiders somehow stay in front. All the kicks have been from the left-hand side. He'd love it from the right to get that hook going. So tough to control the hook from this side, seemingly.
There's still 5.5 minutes to go. There's plenty of time.
Sure, Capewell could step up. I saw that skill, the touch off the kickoff. Here they go, they're going wide.
Here he is, Capewell. They'll get a shot at penalty goal to tie it up. It'll be interesting to see who steps up. 5 minutes to go. 2-point field goal, another option, of course, to try and tie it up, but they'll go for the try. Roger puts it down in front of Halasima. Martin, can he get the hang time? The cavalry hunting it down, and Savage did really well.
Yeah, nice take. He didn't really get hold of that kick. He found it hard for his chasers to get to the ball. But Savage stood his ground. There's plenty of white jerseys coming down on him.
Raiders fans who've braved the cold, trying to get a penalty out of this referee inside the 40. Warriors have to keep their discipline here. Egan told to release that leg, which can lead to a penalty. Tarpany, the big man, stands in the tackle again. They just cannot get him down when he's in the mood. Fogarty under pressure. Off the outside of the boot a little, and they let it bounce. Oh, he just tied it up in time, Leotel. It's been heart and mouth stuff all night under the high ball from Fogarty.
Every time it goes up. Maybe this week at Warriors training there might be catching practice and goal kicking practice. I'd like to see this man have a crack at goal.
Barnett.
Actually, I can remember Barnett kicking a few times for Newcastle. Minnow just said he's got a record of 16 from 19.
Tell the coach. Tuivasa-Sheck still believing here. Only a couple more sets to reel in the Raiders. But they lose with 4 tries to 3 in their favour. Jackson Ford gets there, turns his body, and Starling there to get the intercepts.
Yeah, the wind's playing havoc with their kicking game. They just can't get it far enough down the field.
Can the Raiders close this one out? Strong run again by Tarpany. Oh, offload as well for Rapana. Smithy's loving the work of Joe Tarpany. He's such a leader for this pack, along with Papali'i. It's been a nice return from Hosking. His head is reefed back there by Fanua Blake. And the mule stood up to that fitness test. Crowd getting into it. Rogers safe under the high ball that time, but what a chase by Savage. Cramp setting in for the X-Man. 2 minutes to go. Can they go 90? Oh, play the ball error. Ooh. Another player cramping up perhaps. Wateni Zalesniak pays the price.
Shot clock on.
Yeah, that's the pressure of the game. Another beautiful kick from Jamal Fogarty. He just doesn't get the play of the ball right.
Isett with a try, of course, but how will Canberra play it with ball in hand here with 90 seconds to go? Got to beat the shot clock, of course. Fogarty just got it there in time. Big push by the Warriors, and it's play on. They nearly made something happen there.
What was going on?
It was helter-skelter stuff. Back to the left they go. Hudson Young never scored a hat-trick in the NRL. He's had multiple doubles. Short side for Chris. Really testing out that right side for the Warriors. How much adventure to try and score a try in this set. Egan might have jumped the gun out there, defending at right centre. Quick play the ball from Rapana. And they'll hand it over. It looked like they were happy to do that and say to the Warriors, what can you do with 30 seconds left?
Well, that looked like a game of rugby union. They just mauled it to the left-hand side of the footy field. I reckon that's the best place to start a defensive set from. And we've got the last 20 seconds.
Harris Tavita, speculator. And Leitao getting away from that sideline. Only time for one more play, you'd suggest, as the Raiders slow down the play the ball. Catewell. Will he have time to play it? Siren about to sound. And the Raiders hold on. A much-needed win for the Green Machine. Their finals hopes still alive. Ricky trying to make it 5 seasons out of 6 in the finals. And now they can try and back it up against the Rabbitohs next week. But the Warriors will feel like it's the one that's gotten away. Tough for Harris Tavita, his goal kicking off tonight.
Yeah, he's disappointed, you can see it.
So full time here in Canberra. It's the Raiders 20, the Warriors 18.